What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I've been a little bit busy lately and hadn't been looking at social media, man. And dang, boy, I'm looking at my boy Shannon Sharp getting drugged. Man, it just goes to show you, dog. You can look at a guy on TV and they can talk like they got it all together, like they real, like they got it all figured out, and their personal life just be just as dumb as a box of rocks. Honestly, you know, I I had a lot of respect for Shannon Sharp. I still like I like him as a commentator. I liked him as a football player, and I would have thought he was a different type of person than what he apparently is. And I do agree that he being shook down. I do, but you put yourself in a position to get shook down. Real talk. I mean, it's bad enough. I don't know how true this is, but I think they said that she was 19 or something like that when he met her. She wasn't even old enough to buy a drink legally. And yeah, something can be legal, but that still don't make it right. Yeah, 19, 20 years old, yeah, she is legal. You can't go to jail for being with her. But at 53 years old, what on earth, other than sex, can you and this child have in common? And I'm saying child because I got a 35-year-old son. I got a 27-year-old son. I got three granddaughters. I got my son's sister who's like a stepdaughter to me. She's 32 years old, and I always said I definitely couldn't date nobody younger than Pooh. You know, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just wouldn't feel right. And although now that's just my own personal preference, but what I can't understand is it's bad enough you did something like this. Why would you continue on this type of relationship for a period of a couple of years, knowing that is she on OnlyFans doing the stuff that she says she's doing? Well, she reckless. He may not have had Club Shay Shay and all that stuff when he met her, but he was on TV every day. You in the Hall of Fame. You got a pretty upstanding name in the community, and you doing your thing. You about to get $100 million to go to work for maybe two hours a day. I mean, that's that is serious, real money, and you have possibly ruined it for what we all know it is. I mean, I would have never thought. With the way that Shannon Sharp went at Antonio Brown, and the way he went at Adrian Peterson, and these is his peers. I seen him really, really, really go in on guys for doing dumb stuff, and although I didn't feel comfortable with him letting Skip manipulate him into talking down on his on guys who he in the league that he came up with. A lot of times he was saying what he was saying was right. Did I like hearing him say it? No. And what I really didn't like about it was Skip Bayless pressured him into that type of reporting. When for the first year, he never talked down on no athletes. He stuck. He was trying to stick up for his brother, man. And Skip used to basically pushed him into that type of commentating when he clearly didn't come in there on that. And now you just being this reckless in your personal life. It just seemed to me like with the way he attacked certain people about doing stuff that was dumb. How could you find yourself in this position right here? Once again, it's bad enough he ever done it, and you continued on with it. And another part I don't like about it, when you hear how he was talking to her, yeah, she might get down like that, but since you this much older, you basically old enough to be this woman's father. Probably older than her father. You should at least been trying to push her in the right direction instead of just ruining her, helping ruin her for good. I mean, because the way she was getting down is definitely is something going. She probably need a psychiatrist or something. Just from some of the stuff I saw on these emails, like talking about putting a dog collar around her neck and all this crazy stuff. Why would you want to be caught up in something like? Why would you even be entertaining that kind of stuff, man? It really shocked me that at his age, you still can get turned on or you know she said she was getting manipulated. Looked like he got manipulated, or this just how he get down. And I just don't get it, man. I really don't. I mean, you got too much money, too much status, too much going on in your life to, if that's what you want, then there's places you can call and order a person like him exactly what you want from somebody who ain't gonna be doing this later, and go and pay that fee. That would be smarter than what's going on right now, because this finna get ugly. And who's to say if other people gonna try to pile on and get some of this money too? You know how it go. And I really hate this for Shay Shay. I do, man. I mean, from what I'm hearing, he had a big contract like Stephen A. Smith got on the table that he was close to closing. With how good his podcast and everything is going, man. Man. If anything else, I really assume Shannon Sharp was a guy. If nothing else wasn't true about him, I figured he had common sense, because when he was on Undisputed, that's basically what he was constantly. The stuff he was saying was usually just common sense, which we do know is uncommon. But he seemed like a guy that had it all figured out, and that just goes to show you just how much that camera and this television can fool you and have you think of somebody something that they clearly not. I mean, once again, I mean, I don't see how. What can you talk about with somebody that young? How can you sit down and have a real conversation with a child like that for this long? There ain't nothing y'all can have in common too much outside that bedroom and maybe working out at the gym or something like that. He should have left it at that. A workout partner, you hit it once or twice, you find out how old she is. I gotta cut this off, shorty. You too young. And try to be something more positive, and hopefully be to lead her into a different direction, because she's living completely reckless from what these text messages he got. I wouldn't even want to be dealing with no shit like that, and I'm on his level, honestly. I wouldn't want nobody sending me messages like that, because look where it's at now. And like I say, man, out of all the people, like I said, man, the way he drug Antonio Brown at one time, and some of these other athletes, I would have thought there was no way possible he would find himself in no situation like this. I had way more respect for Shannon Sharp yesterday than I do today. And I don't know how long y'all been talking about this, because I really haven't been on social media for a while. That's why I'm even bringing this up, because what a difference a day make. I mean, I ain't nowhere in the world I thought, not like, I mean, shocked the hell out of me. I had to go on about 3-4 sites to make sure this was legitimately really happening. I didn't believe it. I just couldn't see him. He just had way too much common sense to get caught up like this. Shit. I mean, this ain't a good look at all. It really ain't, man. His sponsors and stuff like that, they probably going to, if this carry on, they gonna run for cover. He gonna start losing He gonna start losing sponsors like 40 going off the same way what, no, this girl ain't underage, but she's too young. And I ain't, once again, something like that can happen once, maybe twice. You realize, wait a minute, sweetheart, you just too young. I mean, this just it's one thing to have a young girl, but it's a point where you're going too far. If she's younger than your children, I don't know how old his kids. I don't know if he got daughters or not, but at my age, I'm 55 years old. I got a 35-year-old son. I got a 27-year-old son. My son's sister, she's not my daughter, but I've always been close to her. She's 32 years old, so I just couldn't see myself dealing with nobody that's no younger than probably 35. And I probably wouldn't even go there, but I'm just saying, they definitely would have to be older than my son's sister. Honestly, I just, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could see me maybe seeing a young girl and she seeming a little bit mature, and something like that happened maybe once or twice. And I'm thinking once would have been all it would have been if I'd have done something like that. I just don't see how you continue this on with the type of lifestyle and with all the real good, positive, lucrative things that has been on the table for Shannon Sharp. Before he left Undisputed, he knew he was going to be good in whatever his next venture was going to be. He already had established himself as a serious player in the sports broadcasting, and being an NFL Hall of Famer. He it's like just follow the yellow brick road. That's all he had to do was just follow the yellow brick road. I mean, he had nothing but success on the table. And you mean to tell me you throw this all away for what we all know what this was, and a child at that, and I call her that because my kids are older than her. Man, I really have, man. It really make me look at it. Now, I still like Shannon. I hope he get through this okay. But man, I'd be lying if I didn't say I had mixed emotions about it. And like her wanting to put a dog collar around her neck, all this crazy stuff I read. Me at this age, I couldn't be talking to nobody that I look at as probably a child in my mind, and I tell her, look, you need to, hey, shorty, pump your brakes. You tripping. What the hell you talking about? I don't even want to treat nobody like that. Honestly, I wouldn't even want to treat nobody like that. I don't want nobody to be my dog. You understand? So it just made me really, really. It just proves a point over and over again. This TV will looking at people on these TV shows and stuff like that can give you a real false narrative of who these people really are once the camera's off and they get behind closed doors. He clearly ain't the person that he represented on Undisputed, as far as always saying his grandparents taught him this. They said this, that, and I always like hearing it because my grandparents was the same way. I heard that same stuff coming up. Have I made mistakes in life? You damn right I have. But at this age, I think since I was about 40, it's there. I'll be honest with you, I'd have never got caught up in nothing like this. Any time past me being about 27, 28 years old, no way. Got too much going on to have somebody that young and that mentally unstable, because any young girl, they gonna really be in love. Even if this was about money, y'all having sex and she was a rich, famous person, she probably really was way farther into this than he was. And I don't know if he enjoyed the having the mental superiority over her or what, but look what this shit done led to now. Look what you might be blowing behind this. And you ain't gonna be able to make no sense out of this. And I hope he get through this all right, but if not more than anything, I hope he learn a real lesson from this, straight up, Cause uh once again, just cause you can do something don't make it right. And boy, when you got what he got to lose, you gotta have way better judgment than this. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.